It's Friday, so you know what that means. Happy, magical, glorious, wonderful Friday to you. Yay! Hope you are great. Hope you are feeling awesomer. Remember my word from last week, right? Awesomer. I myself am feeling awesomer, quite awesomer. And just happy to be here talking to you, sharing with you, because, sharing is caring. So I'm happy to be able to do that with you. So now that we've got the pleasantries out of the way, on with the show. So I meditated quite a bit this week on what I needed to talk about today because I don't want to just make a video of my random musings that don't add anything, of value. I want to actually say some stuff that matters, even if it's just, helping one person. I want to be able to do that. So what came up for me this week was the issue of our emotions, our feelings, because I have found that so many of us have quite a difficult time just dealing with feelings, particularly the ones that make us uncomfortable. We live in this Western world that is, we're action oriented, we're movers, we're shakers, we're doers, we're thinkers. We value those things. But the feeling part, not so much. And much of the work that we as human beings will do is that internal work. And it doesn't get as honored as, the action stuff because you can't really measure it, so to speak. There's no, tools to measure how well you manage the internal stuff. So we kind of dismiss it. And our feelings are no exception. And so there are so many of us walking around with emotional issues that are really preventing us from being the best that we can be because we have not been taught, we have not learned how to manage them. And because we are so action, logic oriented, we tend to assign values and judgments. We're very judgment oriented. So it's no exception when it comes to our emotions. We are all about that judgment, baby, when it comes to our emotions. There are good emotions and there are bad emotions. And so it really, it hampers us. And there are a couple of key points that we as a collective could really grasp and understand when it comes to our emotions to help us out, help us be better human beings at this thing. The first thing is we really could use some help identifying how we feel. We are not very good, and I use we loosely because I know it ain't y'all. It's probably just me and a couple of few people I know. But we're not even that skilled at, pinpointing what we're feeling at one given moment. When the Fizzle was younger, she used to love this song by Rachel Coleman called Feelings. Some of you parents might know it. It used to come on Nickelodeon in between the commercial breaks. It was one of those little songs. And it would go, "What are you feeling? What are you feeling?" And then it would go on to tell them, don't keep it bottled up inside. Try to tell me what's inside. And it would go on to name the emotions. Do you feel happy? Do you feel sad? Like I said, God bless me for having to hear this song as much as I did. But the more I listened to the song, as elementary as it is, it was such a wonderful tool to help her begin to understand and how to identify whatever it was she was feeling. And there are some of us, we need like the hospital scale, when you go to the doctor's office in the hospital and they have the little scale with the emoji faces from a scale of 1 to 10, where is your level of pain? Well, some of us need that when it comes to our emotions. Because some of us, we're worse than like the 7 dwarfs. We can't even, label basic 7 emotions. You can get grumpy, happy, sad, tired. But beyond that, it's like, man, feelings. What? So we really need to become more adept at just identifying what it is that we're feeling. Because we're not really good at that. Once you can identify how you feel, then you can start the work. You can't really start any work or do anything until you can identify how you feel. Which takes us into the next part. Like I said, because we are so value oriented, once we have identified how we feel, if we've even done that, we then assign a value to it. Like I said, there's good emotions, there are bad emotions. Happiness, joy, excitement, those are the good ones. Anger, sadness, bitterness, those are the bad ones. We don't want to feel those. Those make us uncomfortable. So we're not even going to deal with those. And that's where a bit of problem comes in, because there are no good or bad emotions. There really aren't. They're just emotions. And if you sit with them long enough, they will bring to your attention whatever it is you need in that moment. Say, for instance, you've got a friend and you're now feeling jealous of that friend. Well, instead of feeling bad because, oh my gosh, I'm feeling this negative emotion, and now doing one or two things with your jealousy, either trying to justify it, so you find ways to undermine your friend, spreading rumors, looking for things that aren't there to excuse your anger and justify it, or you go in the complete opposite direction and now you're just, it's overboard with your flattery. You're doing everything to throw her off the scent of the trail that you are jealous of her. Instead of doing one of those two things, you can sit with yourself and, I'm jealous of her right now. She seems to have what I want. Well, what is it that I want? This is what I want. And then you can get clear about what it is that you want, what the vision of your life is for yourself. And you can realize, wait a minute, the same way that she got whatever it is she wanted, I can do that for myself. Ha ha. See how much more simple that is? But you have to first not assign a value judgment to it, because the minute you do that, that takes us into the next part. The minute you assess whatever the value judgment you've assigned to it, you then start to decide whether you're going to feel it or not. Like I said, the good ones we're okay with. We're okay with the good emotions. Happiness, joy, oh, I wish I could feel this all the time. Yay. That sadness, that anger, no. We do one or two things with that. We either try to resist it or we try to positive it away. And you can't do either. You can't. If you're angry, there's no affirming it away. You can't, man, they just pissed me off. Anger is like taking a poison and expecting the other person to die from it. You can't do that. It doesn't work like that. You're sad. You can't resist the sadness and go on, I'm going to go exercise my sadness away, because exercise gives you endorphins, and endorphins make you happy. Yay! It doesn't happen, because what happens later is you come crashing back down. And a lot of us, we think we're giving space for our emotions, but we're actually not. Like, so you're angry at this one friend for whatever this friend did. What do? You call up your other 4 friends. Let me tell you what so-and-so did. Now, everybody know you mad and so-and-so, but you haven't really addressed why you're mad with the original person. See, you haven't given your anger space. You've given it a bit of a voice, but you haven't given it space. And there's a difference. When you give your anger space, you sit with it. And you don't even necessarily have to talk with all these other 5 people. Once you give it the space and you sit with it, now you can go give it a voice to the person who you're upset with. Once you go, I'm angry. Well, why am I angry? Well, he said that he felt like I did blah, blah, blah. And I just felt like that was really insulting. But did I? Or did that really trigger some part of me that, my dad was really harsh and critical when I was growing up. So when he said this to me, it took me back to when I was a child. And I felt like my dad was telling me that, okay. So now you can go address it with your friend. You know what? When you said X, Y, and Z to me, it made me feel like this. And now you all can clear the way. But you have to give it space. You can't resist it, and you can't positive it away. And a lot of times when we try to resist the negative emotions, that's what leads us into depression. I know so many people think depression is about being sad and not wanting to go on, but depression is really about the resistance. I am so uncomfortable with what I'm feeling, I'm going to shut this whole operation down, and now I'm not feeling nothing. I know. I was there. After that man right there passed away, I was so devastated that I just simply, I shut it all down. I was like, nope, don't want to feel it. Not going to feel it at all. Don't, just, it's too much, hurts too bad, can't deal with it. And it really took me going to counseling to really help me create the space for it all to move. Because God bless everyone's heart. They did exactly what I said you can't do. Everyone tried to positive it away. Quoted scripture, told me, he's in a better place. He's not suffering anymore, which was all, I know it was all well-intentioned. But the reality was I was sad. My father died. That meant there were no more hugs, no more teasing, no more of him even getting on my nerve. Oh my gosh, do you understand how much I miss him getting on my nerves? I never thought I would feel that way. But I do. There was no more of that. And because it made other people so uncomfortable, they started to try to positive away my sadness. And it wasn't until I went to counseling, I went almost a year after he died, and I said, hey, look, my dad passed away almost a year ago. I'm sad, I'm angry, I'm this, I'm that. Like, I just went through all of it. And she looked at me and said, well, baby, I hate to tell you, but that's grief. What you mean, Cletus? That's what? But it was the first time that someone had given me permission and allowed me to sit in my grief and know that it was okay. And what wound up happening is exactly what happens. It passed. Now, don't get me wrong. I still feel the pain every day. I still miss my dad every day. But that grief I was going through, no, it's gone. It has passed. Because our emotions change. If you give your emotions the space, they will move and they will change. We try so hard. We resist change so much that we try so hard to hang on to it. Like I said, when you're happy, it's like, I wish this moment would last forever. When you're sad, I will never be happy ever again. And it doesn't work like that. You will. It will change. Just give it the space. Let it move. Honor it. It's really all about honoring yourself. I was talking to one of my best friends the other day, and we were kind of talking about this topic, and she said when she was growing up, her mom would tell her, if she was sad or upset about anything, you've got 5 minutes, and then you got to keep it moving. And again, that's that action-oriented mindset that we have. You got to be productive. You ain't got time to sit around and be sad. And that's the thing. In order to honor whatever it is you're feeling, you don't have to sit around and not do anything. I'm not believe me when I say what I'm saying right now. I'm not talking about this happened in 2016. I'm not telling you now go on 10 years from now, 2026, still be mad about something that happens today. No, that's not what I'm telling you. What I mean by that is honor it. If there is a process to it. And you can't schedule the process. You can't tell sadness, all right, sadness, you got 5 minutes, but look, in 6 minutes, happiness come on. So you got to move. I don't know what to tell you, but you got to move. You got to go somewhere. It doesn't work like that. You have to honor the process. And only by honoring yourself and the process do you allow the space for it to move and for you to go on into other things. That's all I'm saying to you. So remember, no good or bad emotions. They're just emotions. They change once you honor them and give them the space. No resisting, no trying to positive it away. You are just as much light as you are dark. And you've got to embrace both, the yin and the yang. Got to embrace your shadow part. Otherwise, you shut down. And then when you shut down, you're no good to anyone. Honor your emotions. They're there for a reason. They're just as valuable as your intellect. Because trust me, look at us. Look, our instinct. We all have instinct. And there's no logic, you can't logically sense danger. Other animals, they sense danger. You see them, their ears prickle or whatever, they pause and then they run. We human beings, we're the only ones who would try to philosophize. Yes, I did say philosophize. Our instinct. I sense danger right now, but you know what? I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, so I'm really kind of tired. So I may not have seen what I thought I saw. And then, too, I'm really hungry. And, when I'm hungry, I don't really think clearly. And now the threat has overpowered you and you messed up because you didn't honor what you were feeling. Your feelings are vital and important, and they're there for a reason. So honor them. Yeah. And on that note, I'm going to go honor myself some more because if you can't tell, the cold did not go away. I'm still feeling a little congested in here. So I'm going to honor that and go doctor on myself. But I love you. Hope this gave you something to think about. Spread the word and give it to somebody who may need it. In the meantime, love you. See you next time. Bye.